Hey, good morning. I'm Karen Yankovich, and this is Link Up Your Marketing. And I am here pretty consistently, hopefully daily, with some tips to help you understand how to do some tiny little things that can move your business forward on a regular basis. You know, a lot of the things I talk about are LinkedIn focused, and I am here to support you however I can. So, give me 1 second, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about here today. So, we are here live on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you are not in my Facebook group, you totally should join us. And you can check that out at linkedinforwomencommunity.com. That gets you in our Facebook group. We would love for you to join us there. I'm live here on LinkedIn. And by the way, if you have not applied for LinkedIn Live recently, apply. If you got applied and denied or whatever, apply again, because we're seeing people get accepted pretty quickly to have the ability to broadcast live on LinkedIn. So, I'm always here to support you with that, but that's not what we're talking about here today. It kind of could be what we're talking about here today, but that's not necessarily the focus of what we're talking about here today. What I want to talk about today, and this is something I get a lot, and it's so funny because it's kind of like the question that I'm like, oh, that is so the wrong question to ask. But the question that I get asked a lot is, what do I post? How do I post? How do I get more people to see what I'm doing? And listen, I want you to post on LinkedIn. I'm doing this. I'm live on LinkedIn. I'm posting on LinkedIn. It's keeping my name and my face in your feed, right? So of course, I want you to be top of mind with the people that you're connecting to. The reason I say it's the wrong question to ask is because it's not the first question you should be asking. The first question you should be asking is, how do I get on the phone with people that can buy my stuff, right? That would be interested in what I do. Because at the end of the day, this is really about, high ticket lead generation. This is, I don't know about you guys, but like post 2020, the noise got deafening online because we were all online. Everything was virtual, right? So the noise got deafening, got a little insane. I saw a lot of people that were relying on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and things like that to grow their business, they were not doing well. But the people that were focusing on the relationships, the people that were actually talking to people, they were still having some success. So the point here is that I'm not suggesting that you never have to post online. In fact, we're going to talk today about what to post, how to know what to post. But at the end of the day, make sure you're not doing that and thinking that you're done with your LinkedIn strategy, because you're not. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here and tell you what I'm talking about here. Because, one easy way, if you're just like, you know what, I really want to be visible on LinkedIn today and I don't really know what to post. And I hate, I don't know, I'm not a fan of not that I'm not a fan, but maybe you're like saying, I don't really want to create some crazy meme. I really want it to be valuable. I really want to share my point of view on something. So let me show you a way that you can make this easy on yourself. So here is what I see when I pull up LinkedIn, right? This is, that if you guys don't know Beth Donalds, you absolutely should. She's amazing, amazing, amazing. And Donna, actually, I love both of them. So here's what we're going to talk about today. See up on the right-hand side here, LinkedIn News. These are the things that people look. You can see here, 43,000 people are reading "Young Workers Send Rent Soaring." 31,000 people are talking about the canceled flights. 114 are talking about New York City requiring proof of vaccination. This is interesting to me. Like, so for me, I'm looking at this stuff, and while I have a point of view on a lot of these things, it may not be something I think I want to talk about on LinkedIn, right? But this might be something I want to talk about on LinkedIn, right? What would you give up to stay remote? 22,000 people are talking about that right now. So I can kind of either leverage that. I can click on it, and it opens up the article, and I can share the article, and I can add my point of view on that. Or I can just kind of create my own article about that, right? I can create my own article about that. But I can just say, listen, I teach LinkedIn. It's virtual networking. I help people do a really good job virtually, right? What if, what would you give up if you could stay? Do you want to stay virtual? Does the next chapter of your life look like the pre-2020 chapter of your life? Or are you looking to do something differently, right? Like, that's something I can talk about. So I'm just sharing this here because it's just such an easy thing. You just open up LinkedIn, and on the right-hand side comes up that LinkedIn news section, and it gives you the ability to see what people are talking about and what their points of view are. And again, you don't need to talk about all the things, right? I mean, I certainly, listen, canceled flights strand thousands. It's something I'm certainly, I have a point of view on, but it's not relevant to what I talk about, right? So think about what are the news topics that might be relevant to what you talk about or what it doesn't like it needs to be, it doesn't need to be, but if you want it to grow your business, then you want it to be relatively on the same topic of the things that you're expert in, right? Because otherwise, why are you offering your expert opinion here on LinkedIn if it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't stand that airlines cancel flights, right? Like that's for Facebook. Right? That's for Facebook. On LinkedIn, give me your point of view. Tell me what you can do to help me if I'm thinking about giving something up to stay remote, right? So do you understand where I'm going with that? You understand what I'm saying with that? So it's a simple strategy, but it gets you out of your head, right? Like, what should I post? How should I post? I've got this, whether you have a content calendar or not, whether you put it in your planner or whatever you do to plan your content, I know that it sometimes happens to me where you're just hitting a brick wall. So, and listen, it could even be like, I sometimes get podcast topics from this stuff, right? Like, what would you give up to say remote? I could probably rework that into a podcast topic, right? So that's what I want you to think about. How, so it's just an easy tip. It's an easy thing that LinkedIn makes available to us that most of us don't even really pay attention to. Let's get real, right? We probably don't even pay attention to that. But we can, and we should, because it'll help us talk about things that other people are interested in hearing about. Timely, right? Have you heard the term newsjacking? It kind of helps you like hijack the news, what's happening in the news, and how can you make it relevant to what you do. So simple, easy, and that's your tip for today. If you want more from this, then in the description below here, there's a hashtag link up your marketing. If you click on that, it'll take you to the rest of the videos I've done on these little tips. Also, if you go to linkupyourmarketing.com, it'll take you to the YouTube playlist where it has all the videos I've done. But if you want to know more, if you want to just do a little bit of deep dive, we've recently completely overhauled and updated our masterclass. It's completely complimentary. It's my gift to you. It's on demand. You can check it out at KarenYankovich.com/masterclass. That gets you there. And you can check that out and dive deeper into the things that we're doing here. So I hope that that's helpful to you today. I hope that little tip was helpful. Let me know. I really do want to come back here more consistently for you, but that requires talk about not knowing what to talk about, right? Like if I'm going to come here almost every day, help me help you. Tell me what you want to hear about. I'm happy to jump on here and talk about it. See you guys all back here again tomorrow.